went down there. You go up there. Kuiper's probably got the line.
Oh, these are like.
Thank you.
Dude, my pick.
Is that the pick they used on Josh Dobbs?
What do you say?
Oh, that pick that the Steelers. I can go through pronunciations.
Yeah.
None of the guys aren't really too bad.
You talk.
Check. 1, 2. Check, check, check. Hello, can you hear me, Gary? Check, check, check.
Hello, check, check, check. Here at the Wild Things Park in Washington. Hmm?
Batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 28, Joe Yergel. Batting ninth, playing center field, number 10, Taylor Zachman. On the mound pitching, number 14, Jason Downs.
Steve.
Now, would you please rise for the playing of the national anthem?
After about an hour weather delay, we finally bring you some baseball from Wild Things Park in Washington, PA. Hello, welcome to the broadcast. I am Stephen Ruffing, your play-by-play announcer, and alongside me is Danny Beck. We have California Vulcans taking on the IUP Crimson Hawk. Danny, I think we're in some for some good baseball after some pretty crappy weather.
Yeah, really, that's a perfect word to describe that weather we just had. Original game time, I believe, was 1:30.
1 o'clock,
1 o'clock,
and then 1:30.
Pushed back a few hours, I guess 1 hour. But now we're just ready to play some baseball.
Yeah, I agree. So far, clouds are clearing up, sun's coming out. I think we're going to be getting hit with some humidity during the game, but let's get into it. The starting pitcher for California, we have the freshman Jason Downs on the mound starting for California, Danny.
Yeah, and he's going to try to get his balls right across the plate. That's the number one priority, and really just try to limit this strong hitting team of IUP. And leading off, I have to say it right in the beginning of the broadcast, Nate Dickey from my high school, from Central Dauphin. He's been killing it as of late. So going up against a tough first task for this California team, but really just limiting IUP to hits. They played twice yesterday in a doubleheader. You might see on the graphic on your screen. Might be a little bit off due to that doubleheader played yesterday. California dropped 2 games to IUP yesterday in a loss 7-10 and then 3-7 as well. So California really just trying to bounce back at their home field. I say that as I crimple my fingers, kind of their home field away from home, really.
Exactly. Mike Klingensmith is the pitcher for IUP. The first batter is Nate Dickey for IUP. That's going to be a strike. The count is 1-0. Jason Downs off to a pretty decent start. 1 pitch, 1 strike.
Can't get any better than that.
No, you can't. Second pitch is in. That's way outside. That's going to be ball 1. Count is 1-1. Jason Downs, 7.59 ERA. He's going to want to kind of better his game after tonight. Third pitch is in. That one's popped up. That's just going to stay in the infield. First baseman David Marcus will catch that with ease. The first out of this ball game goes to IUP.
And that pitch looked like he was trying to drive it out to right field. Got too much underneath that ball on that one and roped it out to first base.
Got some contact, drove it up. Now up for IUP, number 8, Corey Wheeler. First pitch is in. Little outside. Count is 0-1. I'm sorry, 1-0. Second pitch is in. There's a strike. Count is 1-1. The very animated strike call from the umpire.
Yeah, umpire kind of faking me out. He keeps flinging to the side and then strike. Looks like he was kind of saying away.
Pitch is in. That one's cranked into the center field. The center fielder can't get there. That'll just drop in. Wheeler will stay at first. That'll be the first hit of the game. Well shot out over there to shallow center field.
Yeah, and for many people, maybe this is your first time we're broadcasting baseball this season. And what's different about this field also is the rubber, the little pellets in there.
Turf,
you might get that bounce off the ball.
Yep, no doubt. Watch it skip, too. It just rained, and the ball likes to skip when that turf is wet. Up now, Dan Sepik for IUP. Another shot right up the middle. Short to the center fielder. Wheeler's going to go to third. He's going to slide in. Safe by a mile.
Yeah, it was a good decision there from Wheeler to get over there. And really now first and third. Now you're in a position as you have Wes Carson coming up to the plate. Now you have a position where you can score early on in this contest. And for the other side, for Jason Downs, really try to not allow that to happen. Maybe in the situation, try to throw low in the strike zone, maybe get a ground ball out of this one and turn a double play.
Yeah, Wes Carson, 18 RBIs on the season, has a chance to get one more, maybe 2. Runners on first and third. Pitch is in. That's going to be called a ball that looked, from our viewpoint, could have been either way. 1-0 is the count.
And yet again, also kind of the umpire kind of brushing one off to the side. Maybe,
yes,
I don't know, maybe that's away. I don't know.
Second pitch is in. That one's fouled past the bleachers into no man's land.
Might overhit the Washington Jefferson field over there.
There is a field over there, Washington Jefferson, pretty close there to the Washington Wild Things field. Downs He's getting a sign from catcher Christian Webb. He looks over to first base. He's ready to fire it, and he throws to first. That one's going to be wild. The runner from third will come in. He will score. Runner on first will go to second. And, man, I don't know. That was a good decision there. Just a wild throw to the first baseman.
Yeah, and that freshman, a situation like this, he has a high ERA, trying to really limit that today. But just, I guess, could say it was an error. Threw it, bounced off the ground right in front of David Marcus's glove.
And California batters, they'll be looking for to hit against Clingan Smith, as he has a 8.1 ERA. And I believe the umpire is going to, I don't know what the umpire is going to call, but the person on second base will be advancing to third base.
So maybe say it was out of play. That's the only position that would really allow that to happen, as they're discussing it now.
Yeah, maybe. As that ball is out of play, the runner can advance to the next base.
It was right over there. It's not like it was in the bleachers or something like that. It was right at David Marcus' his glove.
Number 13, Wes Carson, still off the bat. Dan Sepik on third, looking to get IUP's second score. And that one's going to be a wild pitch. Sepik wanted a run, but he stays. He was about halfway down that third base line before he finally realized that he couldn't get home.
And Christian Webb was cocking back, looked like he was going to gun him down, but decided not to. As there was always a wild play before that, and another wild play right after that.
Wes Carson, the designated hitter, batting .375 so far this season. Pitches in. That one's fouled. Fouled down the first base line. Wild Things Park, formerly known as the Consol Energy Stadium, I believe, recently changed its name. So we'll get a little more into detail about that. Pitches in. Carson doesn't like it. That's going to be a strike. That's going to be Wes Carson going down on strikes, looking. Jason Downs gets his first strikeout of the night.
Yeah, that's good. You always want to get that confidence, especially when he's looking a little bit borderline there. Maybe really paint those edges early on in a contest, feel an umpire out. That's definitely something you want to do. And California and this young pitcher trying to do that early on in this contest.
Anthony Riggis, the first baseman, batting .213's up. Pitches in. That's going to be a strike. 0-1. Downs getting the call from the catcher. He's readying. That pitch is in. And that one's going to be fouled high and almost into the parking lot. Check your callers, folks.
Might have hit 70 over there.
Going onto the highway.
Get used to that joke. Yep. That's gonna be often.
We're gonna beat that one like a dead horse.
I didn't say it. You said it.
Downs pitches in. Riggis looked like he wanted that one. That one's going to be called a little bit outside. 1-1. Or I'm sorry, 1-2.
Talking about painting corners on that one. Kind of almost went into the other strike, or the other strike box, batter's box. I mean, maybe it was a strike box. You never know.
Downs. That pitch is in. Riggis looked like he wanted to go again. Good eye.
Can't knock him there, though. Christian Webb was really framing that ball up. You saw it kind of landed, and he pulled it back over. Umpire. Why did I say referee? Umpire brings it back over as well.
And that one's going to be outside. We have a full count on our hands. Jason Downs definitely going to feel that freshman pressure. His first full count of the game.
This is the prove me scenario situation here for Jason Downs. Really prove it to head coach Conti. Just let him know he can play in this situation.
And that will be the first walk of the day. As Scott Hess for IUP will be the next batter up. Have a double play scenario. Christian Webb, he's going to have a word with his starting pitcher, Jason Downs. Now they're calling for a whole team meeting at home plate.
And in this situation, you really just want to get your legs underneath you. And, in this situation as well, Jason Downs, he wants to gain some confidence in a scenario such as this, first and third. I already saw this before. In that check situation where Jason Downs threw over to David Marcus, if it worked, that would have been great. Being that it was kind of an errant throw, allowed a guy to score. that kind of rattles you a little bit,
Right.
in that situation. So you really just want to keep a level head and focus on the next guy up.
Yeah, no doubt. California looking for a little bit of redemption. They had a doubleheader against IUP at IUP yesterday. Lost the first game 7-10 and lost the second game 3-7. Definitely some redemption is going to be wanted here. California has to be hungry. First pitch into Hess. That's going to be fouled. Luckily, that net's there as it's coming right at us.
Coming out right at Anthony D'Agostino. He looked over at us and gave us a little look. And he was praying that net held up.
Runner on first and third. Pitches in. That's going to be a strike. 0-2, just like that.
The only thing I can think of is the umpire has one of those clickers in his hand, and he's clicking it when he gives the signal because he's like flailing his arm out. Saying the balls and strikes clicker in his hand.
Fire one's in. That one's going to be roped right past the third baseman. IUP gets a runner in. The first man on first goes to second. Man on first and second now for IUP Crimson Hawks. IUP getting the bats going early, rattling freshman Jason Downs.
And it's something that California is used to, just having to gain some composure in their pitching staff and later on in the contest. Now down 2-0. 3 hits allowed, 1 error, and error is actually tallied on that scoreboard out there. And it's kind of also a hit or miss, no pun intended, with the scoreboard working here at the Wild Things Park. But California really just needs to look forward to the next batter.
Matt Aparici up to bat for IUP. Pitches in. That was close. The catcher for IUP had to kind of duck away from that one. California, they still have a chance to get the bats going as well. Klingen Smith, 8.1 ERA, as I said before. So California can turn this one around just like that. Count is 2-0. And Downs fires it in. That's going to be fouled down the third base line. We have a 2-1 now.
And Downs down 2-0 in that count. He was looking back at that second baseman in a scenario just what happened with he was trying to check the other runner at first base earlier on in this inning. You really just want to focus. Luckily, that one was fouled off as he was looking to rope one yet again over towards that third baseman out there.
Downs getting his signal, firing it in. 3-1 is the count. That one was called a ball, a little low. Webb had to put glove to ground to get that one.
3-1 count. This is a hitter's count.
Yep.
Like to say, you got to check it, make sure it's a strike before you swing it.
Percy. And he ropes this one right in between third base and shortstop, and that's going to be mishandled by the California left fielder. 1 score in, 2 score in. Aparesi goes to third. And that is a triple there off the error.
Yeah, a situation like that for California, you just got to hang your head, but also it's only the first inning. You still haven't batted yet. Really, they got to come out with some hot bats now when they come out of that dugout.
There's no doubt about that. Team comes into the mound after that 2-out magic from IUP to give Jason Downs a little word of confidence. Eric Fairman had a chance to get that one in left field. Just slipped right by him. You never know with this slick surface. You don't know which way that ball was going.
Yeah, this is definitely went in IUP's favor as California took the field first.
Ted DeSanti doesn't like that one, rightfully so. That's going to be ball 1. Count is 1-0, 2 outs. Scores 4-0 now. IUP Crimson Hawks getting off to a hot start.
Along with 2 errors from California.
That one's going to be popped up. This one is looking like it's going to go to the California first baseman for the 3rd out. Nice inning there from IUP Crimson Hawks. They got 4 on the board thanks to 2 California errors. Danny, now California, they have a chance to prove themselves at the bat. You know, David Marcus, he's been having a heck of a season. He has a chance to break some school records in this game.
Yeah, he definitely does. 3 RBIs away from, I believe, passing or tying the school record.
2 would tie, 3 would pass.
And also, as you said, David Marcus played with Mick Fennell last season. Now he's in the St. Louis Cardinals organization. And those were the 2 big hitters last season. An injury to David Marcus, I believe his hand last season, prohibited him from playing. Played a few games towards the end of the season, trying to really overcome that injury, and unfortunately couldn't come back from it. So this is his senior season, his redshirt senior season, I guess you could say. Now he has a chance to really make a name for himself and follow in his past teammates' footsteps, really.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. California losing a few people. Have a pretty young team. Not many seniors on this California team. Couple juniors, couple sophomores, couple freshmen. You know, it kind of evenly spread out. So you have a nice medium of veterans and new players. So that's a good kind of balance this team has between classes.
Oh, without a doubt. And you know, you see a few of these players out here for California. A few players from Ontario, actually, Christian Webb and David Marcus, both. We were talking about David Marcus before. Both from Whitby, Ontario. There's some talent up there.
Yeah.
Out there.
They traded skates for cleats, I guess.
Exactly. And, you know, you don't really see that much. And they're making a name for themselves here in this organization. Also want to look at the PSAC West standings. I know we were talking about yesterday how California took on IUP. You know, you could say it was the Coal Bowl, but the Coal Bowl is really towards, you know, in football. Yeah. So as much as I want to say the Coal Bowl, it's still a rivalry.
Oh,
without a doubt.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And Cal's just trying to make some moves here in the standings as they're sitting in 5th place as IUP is tied for a 3-way tie in 2nd.
Eric Fairman, the left fielder for California, pops one up. Oh, you hear that dong as it hits the roof above us. That one's going to be dropping here at Roll. Oh, thank gosh we have that roof over our heads, huh?
I like to see when in Major League games, right? Bounces up and makes that crash sound.
Clingan Smith pitches in. Count is 0-2, just like that. 2 pitches, 2 strikes. Eric Fairman batting .294. Consistent from Fairman. 4 home runs. Clingan Smith sends it in. That one's going to be a ball. A little outside, a little low. Count is 1-2.
Now, Steve, did you play baseball when you were younger?
A little bit. Can't say I was the best.
I always like looking over at the third base line. You know, you can see the coach doing those little signals. And Coach Mike Conti now kind of just chatting
pitches
a little
in.
bit.
That one's roped to right field. Nice by Fairman to hit opposite field. That one's bobbled. Fairman's going to go to second, slides in, beats the tag. There you have it. I think that's going to be, I don't know if they're going to mark, they're going to mark that as an error on right fielder for IUP, Nate Dickey. A strong shot from Fairman.
Definitely drove that with his back foot. You like to see that if you're a head coach. You know, where your foot is located, if you plant that front foot and right there, right out to the right fielder, and just drove it really and got that friendly bounce, put another error on there on the board.
Yes, there's no doubt about that. Lasered into right field. That's going to be a strike on Levi Krause. Batting .377. 9 home runs on the season. Leads the team in home runs.
California is adding to their 36 home runs this season compared to IUP's 17. So they're a pretty powerful team out there.
No doubt about that. Krause sends one into center field, and that one just drops right there. He'll stay at first, moves the runner to third base.
And heads up play there. Excuse me, I didn't want to interrupt you, but heads up base running there from Eric Fairman. Saw it from our spot, from our vantage point. It looked like it was going to be caught. He stayed in the middle of the bags, had a better view of it, and right when it dropped, kept trotting along the base path and got over to third. And now they're in a situation, bringing up David Marcus. This is the spot you want one of your better hitters out there for California.
Marcus batting .402, 5 home runs. And as we said, having a chance to right now tie the school record for RBIs. 2 men on, first and third. First pitch is in. Strike one. Count is 0-1 on David Marcus, the first baseman for California.
Like, take that first one, see what that pitcher's throwing, if it's gas or what. Maybe he's throwing some cheese out there and maybe drive one home and get his 3 RBIs in one shot. What do you say?
Hey, we'll see. Let's see what he can do. Second pitch is in. Lines one right between the third baseman and the shortstop. There's one RBI.
Yeah.
1 away from tying, 2 away from beating that school record. A lot of baseball left to play. California, just like that, gets on the board. No outs. Men on first and second. And the score is 4-1. So far, California getting those hot bats going. 3 hits. Not a bad start.
Yeah, it's the best ratio, as we're going to say that before, with a 1 strike in a ball game, 1 pitch, 1 strike. Now 3 batters and 3 hits for California. And they're on the scoreboard.
Yeah, there you have it, just like that. 2 runners on, first and second. Waschak. He's going to take that first pitch. Ball 1. Waschak, 6 home runs, batting .350. Another consistent hitter for California. Batting cleanup.
Yeah, batting cleanup, and you want to clean all these bases up right now in a situation where they're down 4-1, get 3 more runs quick.
This is the guy you want to clean up. Pitches in, and there it is. That is foul, just barely. That would have been a heck of a shot.
Yeah, most definitely. At least would have scored 2, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, that was right in the kitty corner over there. Just foul, man. That would have been a nice break for California. Waschak has to step back into the batter's box.
IUP also, they're playing back, not really in any kind of different positions out there on the field. Not in any push formation or anything like that. But
got to watch out for those rainbow shots right over the infield.
Got to love them if you're California, too.
Yeah.
You got to take advantage of them.
Yeah. Klingon-Smith. He's going to send one here. And that one's going to be shot to right field. That one's back. And that one hits the wall. And that one's going to be behind the sign, so we're going to think that's a double. Bringing in 2 hitters. Or 2 runners, I'm sorry. And
I'm going to
say that's a home run. I don't know.
I think they were talking it was behind that.
Yeah, it's behind the sign.
At least scores 2 because double.
Man, was that a shot? Yeah, it's.
And Chris Waschak, we said it, he's one of those batters for Cal that has the power. Went behind the sign. That's a very unique situation. They're going to bring Waschak back out. I believe 1 more batter. Yeah, Marcus is going to go to third. Waschak is going to go to second. So scored 1. Can score Levi Krause.
That's unfortunate. Because Waschak, I mean, very well could have got to third. That one just hit that sign, and immediately right fielder Nate Dickey threw his arms up and kind of said, "Cease fire." That ball's behind the sign.
Stop the match.
Yeah, stop the match. I mean, that was a shot.
We mentioned
Waschak.
it. We called it. We said they clean up the field, clean up the bases, really.
And he did. He almost.
Yeah.
He definitely had the chance to drive 2 in with that hit if it didn't go behind the sign.
Without a doubt. And that was a shot you want to get in that situation.
That was the moneymaker.
Yeah, really. Now 4 hits. California's right back in this ball game now with a runner on second and third. And with Christian Webb up.
Yeah, Christian Webb. 3 home runs this season, batting .336. I mean, a line full of consistent hitters for California.
Yeah, this is the lineup you want to get when you're going after really that, I guess, second spot. They're tied for second. So you could say the third spot. I don't know in that situation. You really just want to get some games back later on in this season.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
They have to take on Mercyhurst next, and they're leading the PSAC West 19-3 in the PSAC West, 32-4. Only lost 4 games this entire season.
Mercyhurst, a dominant team, pitches in. That's a strike. 1-1 is the call. Mercyhurst, a talented team. The PSAC powerhouse, I guess you could say. A very talented team. Very, very well-coached baseball program up in Erie. Klingon-Smith. He's ready to throw that one down. Webb just gets under that ball behind us onto the roof. Count is 1-2 now. Men on second and third. Has a chance to bring in 2 runners. No outs, which is the big one here. No chance for the double play either. Klingon-Smith getting his call, readying his throw. He sends that one down, fouled again.
He definitely wanted that one to soar through the air. He really whipped his hips around, and that rotation, that gets the ball flying.
Yeah, it does. And Webb, way to stay in this count. 1-2. Fouled 2 in a row. Klingon-Smith. He fires it down. That one's going to be a ball. Count is 2-2. That one seemed like got away from Mike Klingon-Smith. Just a little high. High and outside. 2-2 for Christian Webb. California catcher. The man that stands his ground behind home plate. And that one's going to be way outside. It looked like he tried to throw some off speed there for Christian Webb. Christian Webb didn't bite. We have a full count now.
Yeah, and he's working Mike Klingon-Smith up there at the plate. They just forcing him. That was, I believe, 2 curveballs. That one that he drove out to foul over and left. That was a curveball as well.
Pitches in, and that one's going to be caught. Almost a chance for that double play as Chris Waschek was off second base a little bit. Had a sprint back as that one was caught by the shortstop. Corey Wheeler for IUP. Andrew Grace is up. He's batting .412 with 51 at-bats this season. So not bad. Not bad at all for the California third baseman.
And they're talking a little bit. Coaches are saying something. IUP, this might be a rivalry. It's heating up a little bit.
No love lost at all for these two teams.
And I believe maybe that pop out, maybe there have been some words with Christian Webb and somebody out there, maybe even in the dugout for IUP.
I don't know. I didn't see any foul play in the actual game itself, but
yeah, the coaches are going over there saying don't chirp.
Yep.
That's when you can get in trouble. And California's dugout, they're clapping away, kind of heating this thing up. You know, you see IUP and Cal, any sport, really pick a sport, there's going to be a rivalry.
The competitiveness is always there. IUP wants to beat California. California wants to beat IUP. It's that simple, no matter what the sport.
And in softball, you hear a lot of, chanting and stuff like that. You don't really see that much in baseball. Baseball players, they go out there, do their work. But in a rivalry such as this, New York Yankees, Boston Red Sox, it's one of those things.
Strike one called on Andrew Grace. Yeah, I mean, this rivalry is one of the best in the PSAC, no doubt about that. East and West, all around the board, IUP, California. I mean, it's up there with California and Slippery Rock as well.
Yeah.
Just some solid rivalries out here in the West.
Yeah, it's what you love to see, competitiveness.
That one's roped into, that one's just foul. That would have been a nice shot there for Andrew Grace.
Well, I was finishing what I was saying. It's that competitive nature of the game that elevates everybody's game, everybody's play up a little bit more. And for California, they're hoping it swings in their favor as Andrew Grace was trying to get that shot out to left and really move those base runners up to really getting a chance to score.
Yeah, and last doubleheader against IUP yesterday, Grace went 5 for 7 combined in both games. That one's going to be grounded to the shortstop. That one's going to be thrown to first, and the man on third will score 4-3. That'll be an RBI for Grace. What I was saying, to add to Grace's performance yesterday, 4 RBIs, combined 5 for 7 in both games. A nice hitter there as he just grounds the shorts up and knocks that runner home.
Yeah, and also to add to that, this California lineup, they have hitters all over the place. Got 3 guys scored: Eric Fairman, Levi Krause, and David Marcus, all scoring. But now you get to that meat of the lineup with Garrett Brooks, also Joe Yorgel, 2 solid, consistent hitters for this California team. And where they're placed, also in the lineup, that gets some more of that firepower going.
Yeah, fans didn't like that call. Strike 1 on 1 pitch to Garrett Brooks. That one, I think the fans are calling a little low, but umpire gets the last call. Garrett Brooks batting .293 for California. Pitches away, and ump is going to say he swung. Looked like a little check swing.
Yeah, it was clearly rotated too much around.
Yep.
You normally see in that situation they point to the umpire on the first base, third base line. This time, only 2 umpires, one behind the mound and one in front of the mound, one behind the mound. Excuse me.
0-2 is the pitch count. That one's going to be right to the pitcher, Mike Klingon-Smith, and an easy out. A nice round for California as they knock in 3. The score is 4-3. We're going to take a quick break from Wild Things Park. California trailing by 1. You're watching Vulcans baseball right here on CUTV and CUTV Sports 1.
This season, the pride and pageantry of college football
Is that a catch? Oh, yeah!
can all be found in one place.
He will score! Touchdown!
NCAA.com. From the biggest matchups come breakout performances.
Keeping one deep.
And those game-changing moments live here. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com. From court to court and lane to lane, under the lights or under the sun, no one delivers Division II sports like NCAA.com. The center of D2 is inside the NCAA.com hub, with exclusive highlights of every sport and live broadcasts of every Division II championship found nowhere else. Make NCAA.com yours, the home of Division II college sports.
And welcome back to Washington, PA for some more baseball action. If you're just joining us or returning, score is 4-3 in favor of IUP. California had a 3-run inning last inning, Danny.
Yeah, and things are getting rowdy out there on the field.
Yep.
As head coaches they come in together and talk a little bit. I'm not really sure what was going on, but as we alluded to before, Cal, IUP. It's the best rivalry out here in the West, as Steve described it. And 4-3 on the scoreboard in the first inning. These players use that rain delay to really just relax and get some legs underneath them, as there is actually a pitching change as well. Number 28, that is going to be Joe Yorgel.
Joe Yorgel comes in. The senior, getting the veteran on the mound. Bold move there by Coach Mike Conti. Another veteran there. 21st season for Mr. Coach Conti. And we have a bunt down first base line. That one's going to go foul. 0-1. And a first season coach for Anthony Rubanski for IUP Crimson Hawks.
Yeah, and he actually was in California's organization as well. He spent 2 years as an assistant with Cal.
Pitch up. That's popped up. In short, shallow right field. Caught with ease. 1 out, 1 batter. And this in the top of the second, as you were saying, Danny.
And, just coming back in his first season, kind of just lost my train of thought in a sense.
He's really understanding that tension between the two teams now.
Yeah, most definitely. And in that situation, he was in Cal's organization,
right.
Now going to IUP, kind of going to the dark side, if you will, bringing a Star Wars reference. But, it's all good. It's all baseball.
Right.
In a sense.
It's just the fun of the game. That's why we love it. 0-1 is the pitch count, as that one was fouled. Nate Dickey back to the top of the lineup. And a nice diving play by third baseman Andrew Grace. Can't get the throw in time. Yes, he does. He's going to be called out. That one just kind of rolled to the first baseman. Some happy, some sad about that call.
Yeah, that was a great pop from his knees. Threw him out.
Great play.
And Dickey, as I said, he had a hot game yesterday. The 2 games, really, you could say. And now up one time, popped out to first base. This time gets thrown out from the third baseman over there.
Andrew Grace.
Andrew Grace.
Now up, Corey Wheeler, batting .210 this season. Pitch count is 0-1. 1 pitch, 1 strike. That one's going to be wide and low for Jason Downs, or I'm sorry, Yorgel, Joe Yorgel. 1-1. Pitch is in. That one's rode straight to the second baseman for California. And that's going to be 1, 2, 3 outs for California. Not like that first inning. Joe Yorgel comes in and kind of saves the day for California.
Yeah, and that's what you like to see out of Joe Yorgel. You know, being that he's a senior, he has that competitive spirit. He knows what to do in situations like that.
Yeah, I mean, he just was throwing those ground balls, batting right into a nice play by Andrew Grace on third base. A nice throw, just beating out the runner. A great defensive performance from California.
Now you have the bottom half of the lineup, as I believe Joe Yorgel is going to be batting now, if my scorecard is correct. The likelihood of that happening is unlikely, but we'll see. We'll see what's going on.
We have faith in you.
Also, I don't want to go to a different sport, but the NFL draft happening today.
Also, Hockeyville is
Hockeyville as well. You know, California.
Yep.
California's home ice, I guess you could say, at the Ross Draver Ice Garden up for Kraft Hockeyville. To
be more specific, 13 minutes Hockeyville.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
I guess we'll find out then what's going on with that. That's big stuff. You know, a lot of professional organizations tweeting it out. You know, the Pittsburgh Penguins did. Wheeling Nailers also in the organization with the Penguins. That'd be pretty cool to see Hockeyville coming back to Pennsylvania.
Yeah, come back to Pennsylvania.
Where it belongs.
Yeah, exactly. Over in Johnstown last year. Hopefully Ross Draver can earn the crown. Joe Yorgel up. Batting .193 with 88 at-bats. Could be better. He has a chance to make it better here. 2 home runs on the season. He didn't like that. It's going to be an 0-1 count. That one was a strike. Pitch is in, a little outside. Joe Yorgel, good eye on that one. Yorgel coming off a great defensive hold for California last inning. We'll see what he can do on offense here. Pitch is in. He cranks this one to center field. Not enough juice on it. That's going to go straight to IUP center fielder Chris Easel for an easy out.
Easel to easy out. I saw what you did there. You didn't try to. I saw what you did there.
Try to keep the viewers on their toes,
It kept me on my toes. I know I was waiting what you're going to say. But Joe Yorgel, he was pitching well. Now trying to contribute in the offensive department. And
got some contact on it.
Yeah, definitely good contact, and unfortunately couldn't get the fall.
This one's going to be fouled from Taylor Zachman, the California center fielder, looking for his first home run of the season, batting .266. Another pretty consistent batter. Pitch is in. Little low. Count is 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike off a foul. Zachman looking to get some contact on this one. He strikes. We could feel the breeze from that swing up here.
You're heckling our own guy out there. What are you doing? No, it's strike looked like it was kind of a breaking pitch and didn't read it well and swung right through it.
And there's a shot straight down the middle of the field in shallow center field. That was a line drive. He got everything on that one. Zachman finds himself at first base for his 22nd hit of the season. He got every bit of that one, just sauced that one straight up the field, shallow center field.
And Eric Fairman, last time he was up, reached on an error out there after he hit a ball over to right field. Actually got over to second base on that error. Trying to maybe emulate those same results this time up at bat.
Fairman doesn't like that one. Called a strike. Seemed like Klingensmith picked out that low left corner there on the strike zone. 0-1 is the count. This one's just going to be tossed to the first baseman. Klingensmith looking for redemption off his last time out on the mound. As he let up 3 runs. Pitch is in. Fairman gets contact on this one. Tries to go for the double play. Gets 1. 2 outs. We'll see what California can work any 2-out magic, as we saw IUP do in the first inning.
Yeah, and with 2 outs, now you have Levi Krause coming up to bat. And the last time they were up, they did some damage as they put up 3 on the scoreboard. Trying to get those same results as I just mentioned with Eric Fairman, as he reached yet again, this time on a fielder's choice.
Man on first, 2 outs for California. Klingensmith sends one in. And an easy out at second base. Doesn't go to first, goes to second. And California, short inning for them. California can't get any more runs on the board. Same score, 4-3 in favor of IUP, as we're going to take another quick break. You're watching Vulcans baseball right here on CUTV and CUTV Sports 1.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. That's what you have here tonight. That's what you've earned here tonight. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
Enough. Yeah, I'm over it.
We shouldn't need commercials to tell you we're powerful.
No thanks. Genders don't play sports. Athletes do.
And welcome back to Washington, PA. California still trailing IUP by 1. 4-3 is the score. IUP has a chance to add more runs to the board as their first batter of the inning. Number 32, Dan Sepik, as he takes the first strike, swings hard. Count is 0-1.
California saw the last time they were taking the field 3 up, 3 down for IUP.
Yep,
really
nice defensive hold.
Joe Yorgel coming up for his second inning of pitching.
Sepik doesn't like that one. Bites him in the butt. 0-2. Sepik batting .315 this season, leads the team in home runs with 8. Gets a hold of this one, straight to the shortstop. Easy out, as the fans say, and it is. 1 batter, 1 out this inning.
That's some batting practice style situation right there for number 23, Levi Krause. Really just easy, just ground it, go through the mechanics, and throw it over to the first baseman, David Marcus.
Yep. Going back to the basics on that one. An easy grounder. Wes Carson steps to the plate, batting .375 this season. Grounds it straight to the first baseman, David Marcus. Another easy play, another back to the basic style play. Steps on first for the second out. 2 batters, 2 outs for Yorgel this inning.
You know, the basics when we played baseball, when I played baseball when I was younger, the basics were tough.
Yeah,
they were tough.
Everything was tough for me in baseball. That was not my thing.
Hey, you know what they say: if you can't hit them, talk about them.
First pitch, 1 ball, 0 strikes for number 28, Anthony Rigas. Batting .213 is the IUP first baseman. And another ball is called. 2-0 is the count.
You know, with freshman pitcher Jason Downs, the last game, 2 freshman pitchers pitched for this California team. However, Jason Downs just couldn't get it started, and Joe Yorgel had to take the mound, and he's wheeling and dealing at this point.
Yep. As he finds himself into trouble right now, though, Anthony Rigas has some room to work with as he gets the 4th ball on 4 pitches. Yorgel has been solid. Besides that batter there.
Yeah, really retired 5 batters in a row before Anthony Rigas on that one, and maybe just bring him down to earth. Really, just bring him back in this situation. Just to focus on Scott Hess now.
Scott Hess, IUP left fielder, batting .273 this season. That's going to be a strike right down the middle. 0-1 is the count. Yorgel finding his range again. Yorgel is throwing 2.89 ERA. That one's going to get a little too much under it. That one's going to go in the bleachers, and bam! Hits the bleachers and just kind of finds its way out of the stadium.
Yeah, just wanted to go home. Want to go back to his family.
Luckily, it's not a sold-out game. Or a lucky fan would have got that one in a glove, or an unlucky fan would have caught it on the head.
Got those one-liners, I tell you what.
Yorgel pitches in a little high. Counts 1-2. I was saying, Yorgel, 2.89 ERA, not a bad season for him so far. Another one is up to the second, and just like that, Yorgel stands another inning.
Yeah, yet situations where you can retire side, and great way of just finding the ball out there for Garrett Brooks for California, and those pop-ups. It might seem easy, but this cloudy day, you can see it a little bit easier when it's blue skies. This white, the ball really blends into that. So kudos to both David Marcus and Andrew Grace out there. Excuse me, Garrett Brooks, just getting underneath that ball, 2 hands, squeezing it, and taking them in.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. California has a chance to get the hot bats back. California, they're going to be looking for another first inning performance. You know, 3 runs, 1 inning was a nice inning, and we'll see what they could do when they get their bats going here. They're going to start off with Waschak, I believe.
I think it's going to be David Marcus.
Oh, David Marcus will start. 5 home runs, 2. You're at the mid.
All the way through. This Cowheads, they let up 4 runs, up a little bit with the pitchers, and ever since, they can get some momentum going in their favor. I believe they do. Just be down and then 4 batters and then retired the side, only allowing a guy. Really, in this California, just make contact. Get out there and drive the ball, move those hips, get that rotation, and drive there in the field, try to get some lucky bounces.
We'll see what you can do. David Marcus is in, a little wide. Ball 1. Marcus, good eye on that one, a swing. Rightfully so. Marcus has again, get those next game if he does play, which I believe he will. Count is 2-0. Pitches in, a shot to center field. IUP for Chris Easel. Another athletic play from.
Yeah, it was a great way. The left fielder was even in a better position at one, but just calling it off.
No doubt about that.
Somebody, hardest thing to really just.
And that one's for number 21. First is a hit for Waschak. Lasered that one right at shortstop and second baseman.
As I said, rotation. That one out there, and but just right cut the pitcher a little bit to the right as it soared into center field.
Middle of the bat. That's what that'll do. Christian Webb, California catcher, with an off-speed pitch right down the middle. for strike one.
Yeah, nice curveball on that one. You can kind of see it tail out from our angle. Christian Webb didn't like it, and we're going to see another pitch coming at him.
0-1. Webb swings and forces strike two.
Got everything on the ball, but the ball.
Yeah.
Excuse me, with that swing. Looked like he was shooting for the fences, kind of hitting the hill in the back, in the back of the field over there.
Yeah. Webb looking for his 45th hit of the season. And almost right to the shortstop. Trying to force the double play. Gets the man at second for the second out of this inning. Webb gets to first base. And that was a strong. Shortstop had a dive for that one. Webb making the infield work, Danny.
Yeah, he definitely is. And on that one, this overshot it. However, wouldn't have mattered. He was already out. Good play there at Epiresi.
Andrew Grace, California third base, takes the first pitch. Ball. It's looking to perform some two-out magic for California. On a thrown off speed pitch was Klingensmith. Ball two, count as 2-0.
Like it was another breaking ball. Just did not break.
Nope, didn't break on that one. Stayed high. Pretty high pitch on that one.
Kind of soared up, looked like it was even with the batter's eyes on that one. So now Grace has an opportunity and a 2-0 count.
Grace swings in. Whoa. Watch your head, folks. Over the roof. Kind of straight at us, but a little high.
I was looking straight up. Probably not the best thing to do in that situation. Kind of like my face.
Little.
Like a little bit.
Should have brought our baseball gloves, Danny.
I
get a couple of those foul balls.
I have it in my car. It's just over there. I could. I'm always ready to suit up. You know, that's what you always got to keep your stuff in the car.
In case Coach Connie wants to call someone up. And that one's going to go straight at the IUP coaching staff. Count is 2-2 now after that foul ball.
Hope he wouldn't call me up. I'm just going to put that out there. Not the first choice.
Don't sell yourself short. I think you'd be a great fit for this team.
Yeah, we'll see.
Count is 2-2. Garrett Brooks looking to get the baseball on the bat. And he does. Just a little dribbler to the pitcher. Straight to the first baseman. Elementary, my dear Watson. No score for California. Score stands at 4-3 in favor of IUP. We're going to take a quick break. After the break, we'll be back to action. California down by 1. You're watching Vulcan Baseball right here on CUTV and CUTV Sports 1.
This season, the pride and pageantry of college football
Is that a catch? Oh, yeah!
can all be found in one place.
He will score! Touchdown!
NCAA.com. From the biggest matchups come breakout
Keeping one deep.
and those changing moments. Stay in the game all season long. NCAA.com. From court to court and lane to lane under lights, the sun. No one delivers Division2.com. Exclusive highlights of every sport and live broadcasts of M2 Championship. Found no make NCAA.com yours. The home.
Come back into the Wild Things Park and Voice play-by-play in color.
We'll see.
From the 6th to the 7th. But we'll see. We'll see what goes
Stay
on.
on your toes, folks.
Yeah, just
there could be a fan on the broadcast. You never know.
Steve's probably just going to wander off. He's probably going to get the baseball stuff out of my car and come out there and give it a swing.
Myself and Coach Conti are going to switch spaces. I'll go.
That would be. I want to see that happen. That would be interesting. As Matt Epiresi, as you heard, the sweet voice of Matt Hagee over the PA announcer. Joe Yorgel still the pitcher out there for California.
Rightfully so.
First pitch comes in. Great framing there from Christian Webb as that paints the corner on the inside.
Yeah, it was a nice curveball there. It's Epiresi.
Second strike in there. Didn't want to cut you off, Steve. Count is 0-2 in favor of Joe Yorgel on the California Vulcans. just outside with that one as referee shrugs that one off. Excuse me, umpire. I got to get that out of my head, the referee. Umpire shrugs that off.
Yorgel just seems so cool and collected on the mound.
That's got to be a check swing, and he's going to pull back. Umpire says,
Nope. And Yorgel, it seems like he's just controlling the game right now, you know. Every time you think that that the batter's ahead, Joe Yorgel comes up and does something like that.
And there is a strikeout as he was just trying to get the bat on the ball on that one and could not. Yorgel throwing gas. That's the first strikeout and the first out of the 4th inning. As Ted DeSanti comes to the plate for the IUP Crimson Hawks. Yorgel's pitch inside, close to the hands of DeSanti, and luckily did not nick him on that one. Second pitch in there, and that's going to be a called strike. 1-1 the count now, 1 out, all across the board once.
Yeah, solid move from Coach Connie. That's a veteran move right there. Throwing Joe Yorgel in.
And a foul tip on that one. Yet again, Steve, didn't want to cut you off.
No, it's fine.
Me too.
Throwing Joe Yorgel in an inning after 4 runs.
2-1 the count now. Ball is in and over to Andrew Grace, and that ball is going to be fouled off. Umpire says nope. That was bounced right before the bag as well. So Andrew Grace kind of went around the bag to field it. Now 1-2 the count. Pitches in, and pretty much the same position where he hit the ball on that one. Ted DeSanti trying to drive it fair. Still 1-2 the count.
I think Andrew Grace is going to be on his toes after those two foul balls. I mean, they're coming right at him.
Yorgel then pitches it over, and DeSanti hits it this time.
Corrected.
Pops it, yeah. Pops it foul right back at his own dugout. Windy day. Looks like the weather is going to hold off. Don't want to jinx it, but
knock on wood.
I mean, you know, as DeSanti then grounder over to the second baseman. David Marcus fields it and gets the out. 2 outs now as California and Joe Yorgel 2 up, 2 down.
Yeah, it was just a little kind of top shot almost from DeSanti. Just kind of got under that one, almost trying to get it over the second baseman Garrett Brooks' head, but just falls a little short.
Yorgel now facing Chris Eisel, and first pitch in there. 0-1's the count. Good strike around the outside corner. Second pitch from Yorgel comes in, and Eisel like that. Christian Webb gets it in his glove. 2 strikes now, 0-2. Yorgel's pitch is in and a little bit high. Almost the same position yet again. This time, Eisel doesn't bite.
Yorgel throwing heat right now. It seems like when it's on, it's on.
He definitely kicks it up a notch, and Yorgel this time throws it, and Eisel pops it right back at our camera operators yet again. Thankfully, there is a net there.
The net will save the day every time.
Oh, without a doubt. This is our first broadcast in quite some time as well.
Yeah.
Kind of shake off the cobwebs, if you will, as that pitch in there. Christian Webb could not control it. Count is 2-2 now.
It's like clockwork almost, you know. I think we're at the point where it's like riding a bike. We just pick up where we left off.
Exactly, and our broadcast's always good as that one was shot right back up the middle, right at Yorgel. Kind of took a weird bounce off the front of that mound and kicked right up and went into center field. That one allows Eisel to reach.
Eisel just got everything on that one. He got some zing on that one, just straight at Yorgel on the ground, straight up between the second base and shortstop and into center field. Just all around great hit from Eisel.
Now Nate Dickey comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2 here today as he grounded out in the second inning and popped out to the first baseman in the first inning. He played as Yorgel checked over. From Nate Dickey, unfortunately, goes with things Party Pavilion out there.
Now
0-1. They haven't updated the scoreboard.
There it is.
Down in the count. 2 outs. Beisel. Pitch is thrown in outside. Ooh. Looks like kind of setting up a situation where Christian Webb can just plant and throw over to first base. That one. Chris Eisel did not bite on.
No, Chris Eisel, it looks like he wants to go. It looks like he wants to move those feet. There it is.
And Dickey's shot out to right field, and it looks like that will be brought in. California retiring the side, not allowing a hit in that situation. And Joe Yorgel at this point, now he's wheeling and dealing.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's on top of the world right now.
Actually, they did allow 1 hit. Went right back at the pitcher's mound. Excuse me for that.
It's okay. I mean, you're excused. And Dan, I mean, last time we did a game here at the Wild Things Park, it was a full truck shoot, a little different software we're working with now.
Yeah, and that's why you might not see the strikes and balls on your screen. Right. You know, with this rain coming through, you never know if it's going to get rained out or not. So we just not really throw everything together, but
took it easy.
Yeah,
kind of planned for the worst. In this business, that's what you have to do.
Yeah,
you know,
think on your feet.
Yeah,
that's
of course.
The main.
Yep. Yeah. So our director Gary Smith does a fantastic job of everything he does. I mean, everything he touches turns to gold. America's sweetheart as well. But he does a fantastic job of getting those graphics together. And today, you know, he didn't want to overhaul anything, so just kind of took it easy with the graphics. So that, again, that's why you're not going to be seeing the balls, the strikes. So we'll do everything in our power to keep you updated with them.
Yeah, and a small group as well. I believe there's only 5 people here. There's 2 camera operators, and those will be your 2 announcers for the second game, and then we'll switch as well. And Gary Smith got to stretch out in the middle of that game because he has that same job in the second one.
I feel bad. He's like in a
corner,
little nook, looking at a wall other than the video screen.
Fouled off from, excuse me, I have to switch scoreboards as Garrett Brooks popped that one back. But yeah, as you said, he's kind of looking at view of a hillside, the baseball field, and he's looking at a concrete wall.
Yeah,
as Garrett Brooks just likes to pop it out back here. His second foul ball straight back. Just trying to correct that and make it go the other way. Down 2 strikes now, 0-2 is the count. Clayton Smith readies his pitch and throws it in there. This time it's going to be fouled off, this time down the first baseline.
Contact with the bad boys. That's what it is. Staying strong in this count is Brooks. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Just staying strong, standing your ground in that batter's box. It's so important. It's so important for the batter.
Especially in a situation like this. Down 1 in the 4th inning of play. Got a double header. And that ball is going to be foul. Just barely. That ball had a little bit of spin as the catcher for IUP. That was going to be Matt Aparesi. He was watching that one as it was just spinning down the line, and Garrett Brooks took off to first.
Yeah, and if that's on the opposite line, I mean, I believe Aparesi is playing that one and getting him out at first just like that, but didn't want to risk it on that one, and rightfully so. That ball just dribbling out of bounds.
And we saw before, you know, the errant throws could result in a situation where the batter could move on and get to another base. And really want to be smart. And on that play, I think IUP did the right thing, let it roll foul. And you see sometimes in the majors, you know, the ball's rolling down the line, hasn't gone foul, but isn't fair. You know, that fine line, it's walking, no pun intended. As that one is just a little outside. 2-2 is the count for Garrett Brooks. Clayton Smith getting the calls from Matt Aparesi as that one's in there. Garrett Brooks drives it, and this time right out to the party pavilion yet again. As these lights are on here on the field, kind of did that when it was raining earlier, kind of thinking that we were going to be having to deal with the thunderstorm, really, and Nice day out. It got pretty
Yeah.
sunny out.
I'd say so.
Garrett Brooks, another foul ball. And it's really tiring in a situation like this where you just keep hitting foul balls after foul balls because after 2, there's 2 strikes.
Yeah.
So you just miss one, that's strike 3.
Yeah, it's
You're
a lot
out.
of pressure. And he's standing his ground. This is a great at-bat. Mike Klingensmith, I mean, just keeping that pitch count going up.
And it's really working him, too. I mean, he's probably saying there, just please hit it or don't.
Right.
Just get me out of this batter, especially when it's the first one up. He still has to face at least 2 more. There's in there this time.
What a great
working
at-bat.
him. Yeah, he's definitely just working that. Mike Klingensmith and reach first base is Garrett Brooks.
Yeah, Coach Connie is going to be happy with Brooks after that one. Starts the count off 0-2. It just keeps firing away, foul ball after foul ball. Finally, before you know it, the count's 3-2, and Klingensmith, he's on his heels. He just throws that last ball. I mean, good for Garrett Brooks there with a fantastic at-bat.
And IUP's moving their center field over a little bit. Now there's a little bit of a gap out there between center and right. Be a spot for Joe Yorgel to hit this one. Is that first pitch in there for a strike. Yorgel just has the characteristics of a baseball player. Just looks like a hitter up there at the plate.
Yeah, I mean, he could do it all. He's just a very calm, cool, and collected player.
As he popped out to left field his first at-bat. And this one right back at the pitcher. Really can't do anything about that as they turn the double play. And great job from IUP not getting shaken up after Garrett Brooks worked Mike Klingensmith, and Joe Yorgel just hit it right back to the pitcher.
1-4-3 double play. And a very hard hit ball right to Mike Klingensmith. Getting that glove on it, and then turning too. That's a veteran move right there from Klingensmith.
Oh yeah, it is. And just in that situation, you could look over to first baseman like you normally do, or just think on your feet and throw it back to that guy that's awaiting the throw at second. As Zachman now pitches and shot over to third baseman, picks it up, and Zachman is retired. California works the pitcher, Mike Klingensmith. However, IUP gets out of the inning, no damage done. Same score, 4-3. You're watching Vulcan's baseball, excuse me, right here on CTV Sports 1.
Enough. Yeah, I'm over it.
We shouldn't need commercials to tell you we're powerful.
No thanks. Genders don't play sports. Athletes do.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. That's what you have here tonight. That's what you've earned here tonight. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
Hello and welcome back into the Wild Things Park. As you heard, it has been a long time since I've announced. Tripped over my words and kind of said Vulcan's basketball. This is baseball, a completely different sport. But welcome back as now Joe Yorgel still on the mound for California. Kind of really just throwing his stuff out here today as Jason Downs allowed 4 runs to be put on that scoreboard earlier on in this contest, and since he has come into the contest, Joe Yorgel not allowed a single run, hoping to keep that up here against a very powerful IUP team. And they're trying to reverse that and really get some hits on the board.
Yeah, only 1 hit too, I believe. I think he came in with 4 hits.
Yeah.
5 hits right now. Yorgel playing some fantastic baseball. Fantastic baseball.
Without a doubt, he is. That first pitch in there, that is going to be a ball just outside. Could have gone either way, to be honest with you. It's now 1-0 the count to Corey Wheeler. All right, ball is going to be right in there. Looked like to be the same spot. Christian Webb trying to frame that ball up on the outside. 1-1 is the count. Yorgel readies and fires. And that one's going to be a rope over the infield. Corey Wheeler reaching first base on that one. And it's a play there from the left fielder, Eric Fairman. And it went down to one knee, just made sure it didn't get past him as it did before. And really not allow that to happen.
Yeah, it was just a nice shot to the left field to get on base.
Kind of a looping shot as well, as now Dan Sepik is up for IUP and the Crimson Hawks. I want to check that out, see if that Kraft Hockeyville, if it was announced yet. I know it's past 3 o'clock.
I'm actually just looking right now. I didn't know if it was supposed to be at 3.
Yeah, I believe it was at one of the intermissions of the Rangers game. As second pitch is in there and 2 strikes on the board as well. 0-2 is the count to Dan Sepik.
Yorgel just trying to find some redemption after that last hit from IUP.
Yorgel's pitch is in and a little bit high on that one. Now 1-2 is the count. He's trying to do something special on that one and kind of put in a situation where you get the strikeout and maybe the throw over to first.
Yeah, Yorgel has some room to work with this 1-2 count.
And just like I said, throwing over to first, and that's what Yorgel does. This time, Marcus corrals it. Doesn't allow any damage to be done. Now with Yorgel, 1-2 is the count. Pitch right over to the shortstop. Shortstop fields it, gets it over to first as well, and they turn 2. Fantastic effort from California, noticing the situation they're in, and a heads-up play as well from Levi Krause.
A great play. A double play ball right there. It clears the bases, 2 outs, just like that. California playing some exceptional fielding so far.
Definitely a 6-4-3 double play on that one. Wes Carson, DH coming up for IUP. He puts a pop up right over. It looks like Andrew Grace is going to corral this for California, and he does. Looks like he was kind of falling on that one.
It almost complicates things there.
Retires the side.
Keeping everyone on their toes, just losing that ball. You can tell it was just to the left of him.
Yeah, it was tailing out a little bit, and Anthony Agostino kind of just getting our attention and saying out here, this is one of the best aspects of baseball. We can just come out here in a polo and some shorts, really just enjoy the day and really talk about baseball. I know you say that we both played in a long time.
I don't know if you could define me playing baseball as playing baseball. It was pretty sad to watch, actually. Actually, no, it was fun. It's one of the sports I do regret not continuing with. I played soccer for all my life, so I just kind of got busy with that, and that's just like when I just had to drop the ball with baseball. It just, we had to part ways.
No, it's mine kind of the same situation. I played baseball for 3 or 4 years, and then I switched and played football in the fall and baseball in the spring, and that kind of got a little bit hectic. Not only for me, but also my mom and dad. You saw Gary Smith, our director and producer, come over behind us as I was kind of talking.
I think he's losing it back there.
He brought concrete walls. Yeah. Concrete walls can get to people sometimes. But then switched away and never picked up baseball again. I guess same situation as you.
Right. It's
kind of direct your efforts.
America's game, of course. You can't beat it. It's just, we had a little crappy weather to begin with, some thunderstorms around 1 o'clock. Finally, 2:10 comes around and we've got some pretty decent weather.
So now Eric Fairman at the plate for California. That's 0-1 is the count. Now he's down with 1 strike. Clingan Smith fires in there, and it's going to be a ball. 1-1 now. Fielders in their normal positions. No moves out there in the outfield. Not expecting anything special, as that's a strike as well. 1-2 now is the count.
I always love the umpires' calls. Ha! I always was absolutely intrigued with how they did. Every single one has their own spin on it.
And that ball is shot out to center field. Center fielder corrals that one and retires Eric Fairman. Good shot, good contact. However, not a good result. As Levi Krause comes to the plate for California. I always like to hear the walk-up songs as well. Kind of get a feel for the player.
If you played, what would be your walk-up song?
You know, it would be a close tie between "Drop It Like It's Hot"
Well,
and with this Step Brothers theme song. It's not a theme song really. I forget what song it's called. Regardless, I'll probably go with "Drop It Like It's Hot."
Drop It Like It's Hot.
Yeah, it's the first song that really popped in my head. It's kind of a hype song, you know. For me at least. I don't know about you. So I could direct that question back to you. What would yours be?
Who let the dogs out?
Okay. Okay.
Easy.
I can see that with you. It's one of those. That'll get you hype.
Yeah, easy. I mean, it's no question. I think every single baseball player should have "Who Let the Dogs Out" as their walk-up song. You know, it's the perfect setting.
And it's the same thing with me. I think in the beginning of "Drop It Like It's Hot," you know, you get that woo like that.
Yeah.
That it's hype. I guess you could say. Count is 1-2, as we neglected to say that quite a few times in our conversation. As Levi Krause is at the plate. Calls time and just halts the progress of Mike Klingsmith on that one, as he looks like he still goes through the rotation, just doesn't throw the ball. California down 4-3. Krause gets a shot over there, and it's going to go foul. Hits are now even, tied up at 6. I guess you could say tied up. They both have 6 hits.
They both have 6 hits. And that's a big thanks to Yorgel. California getting the bats going, but Yorgel, I mean, only giving up two hits since he stepped foot on that mound.
And for IUP in that first inning, 4 hits, 4 runs. So they're making Jason Downs, excuse me, I almost said Jason Davis, making him pay on the mound.
Levi Krause really working Klingensmith as well in this at-bat.
Now Krause hits one straight over to left field line yet again. 2-2 is the count. With the bullpen, I was trying to find that word there. The bullpen over there on the left-hand side of your screen. It's now Krause. It's ready to hit, and hits a shot right over to the left field. Kind of finds that corner.
Oh, it took a weird bounce on that too.
And he's going to get in on a stand-up double. Great shot and way to get started for California, as now David Marcus comes to the plate.
Yeah, he got some extra biscuits with that order there. You know, in a second, 1 out, a shot to left field nonetheless. And right when that took that weird bounce, I think that really gave Krause that extra edge to go to second base.
Oh, yeah, and he said that it took that bounce. It might have hit the bottom, I guess, rail of the fence and kind of bounced right off of that. It's also interesting, those signs out there in center field, looks like they have kind of a curve to them from the wind. It's blowing in from that way. And it's interesting. I'm not sure what's going on there. I guess he maybe thought that he didn't touch first base when he was going to second. Levi Krause. They were just checking to make sure.
Yeah, just checking always.
Stay on your feet, really.
Yeah, you can't be too what's the word I'm looking for? You can't be too sure.
Want to always be precautious. It's now Klingsmith. Deals over to Marcus. Marcus hits it right down the first baseline over to IUP's bullpen. So IUP trots out and gets that ball, make sure it doesn't go into play. Because then you have 2, and that's a problem.
Yeah, can't play baseball with 2 balls.
So now Marcus comes to the plate. 0-1 is the count. Guy on second is Levi Krause. Pitches in, and Marcus is just trying to pick his spots now. You saw that one 2 times right down first baseline, and when you're a left-handed hitter, you really have to rotate, and you really just want to get that around. And for those, it's kind of like a right-handed hitter hitting to the left side, I guess, the left hand, the field over to left field or right field. They have to get that rotation going. Get your hips around, and the bat follows that spot. Now his shot is popped up. Krause is awaiting, and situation you don't want to tag up because he's right there, and he doesn't as he retreats back to second base. Marcus flies out to left field.
That's a shame. David Marcus is having a pretty decent at-bat there. Fouled a couple off. He was getting some steam behind those grounders, too, when he kind of swung those hips a little too much. He had a chance to get another RBI there to tie it up, and unfortunately he didn't, and popped that one up. Tried to get a little too much oomph on it.
Now with Chris Waschak coming to the plate. Guy on second for California. Trying to tie this ball game up at 4. Pitches in, and it's a little high. Referee, or umpire. Just get that word down. Umpire says.
Hey, see that fan down there? See if they want to announce a game.
I mean, why not? Give them a try. For your spot? For your spot, right?
No, I just want to make sure they know what an umpire and a referee is.
As pitch in there, it's 2-0 now. 2 balls. I mean, they probably do know.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope they know, because I surely don't. It's now Klingensmith. 2 outs and deals to Waschak, and this one's going to be a little bit outside as well. 3-0. This is spot. Put some more batters on the plate, on the bases. Excuse me, before Christian Webb comes up.
Yeah, we'll see what IUP's head coach Anthony Urbanski. We'll see what he does with Klingensmith. Klingensmith, his pitch count has to be getting up there.
And they are going to just walk him. And looks like Urbanski's going to come out and have a little talk, actually. Maybe he's turning around. And he will.
We'll see what happens here. Christian Webb, a decent hitter. 2 men on base, first and second. We'll see if Christian Webb can master his way through the 2 outs here and maybe pop a few guys in.
Yeah, and for Christian Webb, this season he's having a pretty good season. As we mentioned before, he writes some stories in Cal Times, the newspaper, the student-run newspaper as well.
Sports editor, don't sell yourself short.
Well,
you're the sports editor.
All right. I'm not. No, but for California, their season is really nothing to hang your head on with this young team, as we mentioned here before. California just trying to do whatever they can. Just get some confidence in their players, in these young players, as we saw Jason Downs pitching for California earlier on, and 2 also other pitchers who pitched yesterday for California. Really just get them acclimated to the college level, the next level from high school up, and just work, because California, Mick Fennell, had a guy go to the major leagues as IUP now throws it over, and it's going to be an error, allows California to advance. And here comes Andrew Grace, and it looks like he is going to score with ease. California scores 2 on an error, and Christian Webb reaches third base.
Just like that, Jack. I mean, anything could happen in this game. Just a wild throw, and just first baseman couldn't handle that one.
And the same scenario, IUP kind of rushed it on that one, as Christian Webb, that lanky guy, that tall guy, big strides, allowed him to reach. It didn't look like he was sprinting. However, IUP really rushed that throw over there at third base, and that was Dan Sepik.
You know what? I don't know if it was Marcus or Krause that was running past the ball, kind of kind of got in the way almost. A veteran move kind of slowing their pace when that grounder is coming through. And, you know, that could always slow that third baseman down. Veteran move from David Marcus. He was on.
Yeah, he was. And actually, no, there was Levi Krause.
Yeah, it was Levi Krause.
Levi Krause kind of not making really an obstacle, but in a sense he kind of was.
Yeah, in a sense, kind of getting in the way.
And Andrew Grace, it's a shot over there, and easy basics and a big stretch there.
That one hurt me.
Yeah, geez Louise from, I believe that was Anthony Riggis. And California scores 2. Scores 5-4 now in favor of your California Vulcans. You're watching Vulcans baseball right here on CUTV Sports 1 and CUTV.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. That's what you have here tonight. That's what you've earned here tonight. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
Enough. Yeah, I'm over it.
We shouldn't need commercials to tell you we're powerful.
No thanks. Genders don't play sports. Athletes do.
Hello and welcome back as last inning California made up some ground. Now the score is 5-4 in favor of California. And now Anthony Riggis made that play, that stretch over there at first base. You really have to have that ability to make the stretch over there in those close play situations. He's all stretched out now as he comes to the plate for IUP. And Steve, getting back, really just talking about this field, how different it really is from a normal regulation field, if you will, with the grass and the infield being dirt. How different is it playing on a field like this with the rubber pellets and all that?
You know, it is, because there's never going to be that mysterious bounce. You know, it's almost easier to judge because you're not going to hit a piece of dirt. You're not, you know, it's always gonna. It's something to get used to. It's kind of judging the way the ball bounces on the turf. You know, so it's a lot different and almost kind of like a luxury for the players.
Oh yeah, and they have something to really say if they do something bad. They're like, oh, it was the turf.
Yeah, like, you know.
As Anthony Riggis is up, and first ball that Joe Yorgel threw was called a strike from the umpire. Second, this one was just a little inside, excuse me, on Riggis. 1-1's the count now. And the bullpen for IUP is active. Riggis, this shot just down the left field line. And foul, as I believe, if I can get you in a specific number, who is exactly warming up. It looks like Nick Kuhn, the freshman from Hamburg, PA, is warming up over there. Looks like he's going to be coming into this contest. Yorgel deals to Riggis. Riggis pops it right up. Going right over in the area of Levi Krause, and Krause brings that pop-up in and retires Riggis.
Yeah, and, you know, a day like today, this sun's kind of coming out, but, you know, with these gray clouds, it is easy to lose that ball. There's no doubt about it. And California second baseman there, Garrett Brooks, did a great job of getting out of that ball, finding it, and just keeping with it to make the catch.
Scott Hess readies now and hits a fly ball to right field. And brings it in, retires 2 pop-ups, 2 outs. As Chris Waschak out there in right field corrals that, as you said, that sun could come out and wreak some havoc, really, especially when you're out in the outfield. Infield really depends on how high up in the air it is, but out there in the outfield, really, that ball could catch in the wind a little bit and kind of move, so you got to be weary of that. As now Matt Eparesi catcher for IUP, is up at the plate. Strike on the board, and the second one is thrown in, and a ball is called on that. 1-1 now. Yorgel now deals and pitches in there. Looks like Eparesi wanted to bat on the ball for that one. Excuse me, the count is now 1-2. I guess they might have left a strike up there from the last at-bat. In there now, Eparesi takes this one out, and you always want to have your first step to be back, and that's exactly what it was for left fielder Eric Fairman as he corrals that. 3 pop-ups, 3 outs for California. So, hey, if it's working, keep doing it. Really just get those pop-ups.
Yeah, Scott Hess and Matt Eparesi, they had those pop-ups. You know, either you could, depending on what you want to say, either too much juice or not enough juice on both the pop-ups, you know. Getting contact is the first step, and right now I think you really need to hammer those ones home, you know. Getting contact on it is enough. A routine pop-up.
And Garrett Brooks coming up for California. Mike Klingensmith still in there. They're still going to pitch him out on the mound until their freshman pitcher, I believe. And don't quote me on that. See him warming up over there as IUP getting ready to make some changes. Allowed 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th. Trying to really correct that and not allow any more runs, or else he's going to be pulled. Definitely clearing up a lot more than we'd originally thought. We saw the radar saying that it might have another pocket of rain, but it doesn't seem as though there's any like rain clouds, storm clouds, really, you could say. I'm not a meteorologist. You're more of a meteorologist than I am, Steve.
Well, Danny, I took an earth science class last semester.
Yeah.
I'm basically an amateur meteorologist.
Yeah.
It's just the way it worked out.
Naturally.
You know, I had a lesson on meteorology. You know, I did average in the class.
Average is good for me, though. It's fine.
Yeah, C. I got a C in the class.
Okay.
Didn't do too hot on the test, but I could tell you a thing or two. I mean, this morning it was definitely thunderstorming. That's, you know, right now it's definitely cloudy, and that's about that's what I learned from that class. You know?
To be honest with you, I think a meteorologist would probably have said the same thing.
Yeah.
I honestly do think that. I mean, that's what's happening. I just want to know what's happening out there in the old meteorology world.
Peeking out.
Okay, all right. That's a good word, too. As Klingensmith deals with that one, as Garrett Brooks hits it right back at him. Be kind of a bounced right in front of the plate and popped right up to Mike Klingensmith.
Yep. And this is crunch time for California. This is their chance to get a couple insurance runs before their outing in the 7th inning against the IUP batters.
Yeah, and definitely you want Joe Yorgel up in this situation. You can just see if he can stretch it out and maybe get the top half of this lineup up, and that's where a lot of the power is. Bottom half hasn't been too productive here today. As Zachman, last time he was up, he grounded out. And the ball strike count is 2-0 in favor of the batter. Yorgel now watches that as that goes right past him for a called strike from the umpire. Pitch coming in, and Yorgel hits it right out to center field. Center fielder corrals that one and brings it in for an out. 2 outs now as Taylor Zachman struts up to the plate.
2 outs. Now batting for the Vulcans, center fielder number 10, Taylor Zachman.
Taylor Zachman has a chance to maybe get on base and just send this batting order to the top of the order. That I think that would be huge for Zachman if he could get on base and get Eric Fairman and Levi Krause in the batter's box.
Yeah, Zachman is a senior from Bordentown, New Jersey. A lot of experience under his belt for this California team. As the first pitch was in there for a called ball. Zachman now readies, and a good shot roped out to center field yet again. This time, center fielder gets it and retires this side. No damage done in the top or the bottom half of those innings. California is up in this one, 5-4. You're watching Vulcan's baseball right here on CTV and CTV Sports 1.
This season, the pride and pageantry of college football.
Is that a catch? Oh, yeah!
Can all be found in one place.
He will score. Touchdown!
NCAA.com. From the biggest matchups come breakout performances.
Keeping one deep.
And those game-changing moments live here. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com. From court to court and lane to lane under the lights or under the sun, no one delivers Division II sports like NCAA.com. The center of D2 is inside the NCAA.com hub with exclusive highlights of every sport and live broadcasts of every Division II championship found nowhere else. Make NCAA.com yours, the home of Division II college sports.
Welcome back to the action. Wild Things Park in Washington, PA, California. They took that 5-4 lead. IUP trails by 1. The top of the 7th. We'll see what IUP's bats can do, Danny, as they have a chance to either tie this up or take the lead.
Yeah, and California really trying to not allow that to happen with Joey Yorgel. And there is a chain. The left fielder, Nico Marchetti, subbing in for, I believe that is going to be Eric Fairman coming out. Just trying to see that. Thank you to Matt Kiefer coming over here and letting us know what the lowdown is.
Of course, is IUP starts the inning off with Ted DeSanti, the second baseman, batting .211 so far this season. He's going to be the first one to possibly rally the Crimson Hawk troops. First pitch is a ball, 1-0 for the batter.
So now you switched over, Steve. Hopefully you don't say Vulcan's basketball.
I'll try my best.
Said it again that last time.
And that one's going to be fouled. Count is 1-1. DeSanti trying to hammer that one home. Just not enough on the bat there. And that's going to be a dribbler straight to the first baseman. Steps on the base, 1 out. 2 outs away from a California win. Center fielder, Chris Eisel coming up to bat. He makes his way into the batter box. Batting .303 this season. First pitch is away. And that's going to be called as a strike, 0-1.
There's a good strike in there from Joe Yorgel, and he is killing it, really, silencing IUP as of late.
Second pitch is away. This one's knocked to right field, and that one's going to be foul.
And good effort over there from Chris Waschak out there in right field. He saw that one that was roped over into right, and just making an effort to try to grab it over there. And, you know, it's all turf over on the side, so could have slid as well.
Yeah, that ball makes its way into the wild deck. You know, a lot of we have the party pavilion to our left, the wild deck. I don't know what we're doing here. Pitches, and this is going to be a wild one. Luckily, no one's on base.
Wait, the Wild Things, wild pitch. Oh, geez, Louise.
Oh, man.
Jeez, Louise.
Yeah, a lot of things happening. California, they have a lead, 5-4. Top of the 7th. Pitches away. This one's cranked to center field. Not enough juice. Caught easily It's 1 out away from a top of the lineup for IUP, batting .343. Nate Dickey coming into this game having 6 at-bats. And this one's going to be popped up. We'll see. Ackman can get there. He does. There you have it. California, they're going to take game 1, Danny.
Yeah, California, as they east side since the first inning, allowed in the bottom of the fifth to get 2 more runs and the
win that was much needed. Coming 2 losses from Stephen Ruffing, or I'm sorry, for Danny Beck. I'm Stephen Ruffing. California win 5-4. Stick around. California has another game to play. They take the first one. You are watching Vulcans Baseball right here on CUTV and CUTV Sports 1.